Hello students, hope you are studying well at your home. In the previous video, we started our chapter that is tissues and we discussed about the mastomatic tissues and then permanent tissues. In the permanent tissues, I told you that permanent tissues are divided into two categories, simple tissues and complex tissue. We already discussed about the simple tissues like parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and now today we will discuss about the complex permanent tissues. So let's start our video with next topic, that is complex permanent tissues. In the case of complex permanent tissues, I already told you that we divided these tissues, or we include two types of tissues in this category. First xylem, and second one is phloem. We include these two tissues. These tissues are vascular tissues present in the plants. ये plants में present होने वाले vascular tissues होते हैं जो plant में transportation में help करते हैं. Xylem, as you all know, it helps in the transportation of water and mineral. ये water और mineral के transportation में help करता है. And the transportation which happens in the xylem is a unidirectional transportation. मीन्स इसमें जो ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है वाटर का वो यूनिडायरेक्शनल होगा, एक ही डायरेक्शन के अंदर होगा. Xylem transport the water absorbed through the roots. आपने पानी प्लांट्स को पानी दिया, आपने पानी दिया सॉइल में, सॉइल से वाटर जो है वो गया रूट्स के अंदर, रूट से वो वाटर ट्रांसपोर्ट होता हुआ जाइलम के थ्रू प्लांट के बाकी पार्ट्स तक पहुंचाया जाएगा. तो सच टाइप ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इज यूनिडायरेक्शनल, जिसमें सिर्फ एक ही डायरेक्शन में ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हो रहा है. कहां से? नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ. सो जाइलम इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ वाटर एंड मिनरल, एंड द जाइलम इज यूनिडायरेक्शनल फ्रॉम रूट्स टू, वी कैन से फ्रॉम रूट्स टू अदर पार्ट. So this is about the xylem. But in the case of phloem helps in the process of transportation, means it helps in the translocation process. ये जो transport करता है वो होता है transport of food, और transport of food को कहा जाता है translocation. The transportation of food from leaves to other parts of the plant is known as translocation. So it helps in this process, means it helps in transportation of food. It transports food, and this food which is transported by the phloem is transported in bidirectional, means it's upward to downward and downward to upward, means in both direction. तो दोनों ही डायरेक्शन के अंदर होगा. यहाँ पे मूवमेंट नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ भी होगा और ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ भी होगा, bidirectional. So the movement of transportation of food by phloem is done in both directions. So it's bidirectional movement, and it helps in the transportation of food synthesized by the leaves to other part of the plant. Let's see what are the component of these tissues. In tissues के component क्या है? If we talk about the xylem is made up of 4 components. इसके 4 components होते हैं. कौन-कौन से? सबसे first is xylem tracheids. Second component xylem vessel. And third one is xylem parenchyma, and the fourth one is xylem fiber. So we can say it's a complex tissue. We are discussing the complex tissues, and complex tissues are the tissues which made up of the combination of different cells. जो कई cells के combination से बने हुए tissues होते हैं उन्हें हम complex tissue कहते हैं. That's why we included these cells here. These are the different types of cells which are present and they combine together to do a single work. ये सब मिलके एक function perform कर रहा है जो xylem का function है. And all these type of cells are included to do the function. That's why combination of cells है. इसलिए हमने इसे क्या बोला? Complex tissue. So the component of xylems are xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Let's talk about all these. Xylem tracheids. Xylem tracheids जो होती हैं, these have the tapered end structures. इनकी जो होती है structure इस तरीके से होती है कि इनके ends जो है वो close होते हैं. It's just like a structure. Tapered end structure जो ends पे जाके tapered हो जाता है, यानी कि ऊपर की तरफ आपको narrow मिलेगा, but बीच में से थोड़ा broad मिलेगा. And it's closed at its end. दोनों end पे ये close होंगी. Tracheids and vessels both helps in the transportation of water. दोनों मिलके water transportation में help करती हैं. Tracheids have tapered ends and they have lignin deposition. इनके ऊपर lignin का deposition होता है इनकी walls के अंदर. So we can say that lignin deposit here, it's lignified, we can say it's lignified walls. इनकी जो walls होती है lignified होती है, जिसकी वजह से ये dead part है plant का, it's the dead part. And these tracheids have a cell wall that is lignified, that's why it's become thick also, thick भी बन जाएगी, and tube like structure है, and tube like है that इस वजह से, और यहाँ पे लिग्निन का डिपोजिशन है जिस वजह से डेड है तो इसके अंदर ना तो न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट होगा और ना ही प्रोटोप्लाज्म प्रेजेंट होगा, मींस इट डू नॉट कंटेन न्यूक्लियस एंड प्रोटोप्लाज्म. दिस इज अबाउट द ट्रेकिड्स. The vessels also helps in the transportation of water. Vessels भी water transportation में help करती हैं. Vessels क्या होती हैं? They are long tube like structure. इनकी जो structure होती है वो long होती है, tube like structure होती है, and they are joined one by another. ये इस तरीके से join होती है एक के साथ दूसरी vessel. Suppose this is one vessel, another vessel will present with it here. इसके साथ नीचे vessel present होगी, and all the elements of these vessels are known as vessel members or vessel elements. इस तरीके से कई vessels एक के बाद एक join होके एक vessel formation का काम कर रही हैं, and in these vessels we can see some pores. इनके अंदर पोर्स प्रेजेंट रहते हैं जिनके थ्रू वाटर का ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हो रहा है, वाटर अंदर आएगा तो पोर्स से ट्रांसपोर्ट होते हुए नेक्स्ट तक जाएगा. द वॉल्स ऑफ दीज वेसल्स, लाइक ये जो एक वेसल की वॉल है या ये इस वेसल की वॉल है, एंड्स है वेसल्स के, दीज एंड्स ऑफ द वेसल्स आर परफोरेटेड. परफोरेटेड मींस दे हैव पोर्स. यहाँ पे भी पोर होंगे. एक वेसल से वाटर अंदर आने के बाद इसमें से होता हुआ दूसरे वेसल को क्रॉस करता हुआ जाएगा, मींस द वाटर कैन ट्रांसपोर्ट इजिली थ्रू दिस परफोरेशन. And the vessel is also same, they are also lignified, they have lignin deposition, and the lignin deposition होने की वजह से these parts are also dead part. So these are also lignified, ये भी lignified है, and they are dead part, and they help in the water transportation. ये water transportation में help कर रहे हैं. This is about the vessels, tracheids and vessels. Both are lignified, both are dead, and they help in the water transportation. It has closed ends, but its ends are open and joined end to end. Vessels are joined end to end. One vessel is joined with another vessels by its perforation. इनके बीच में perforation होगा जिससे join रहेंगी. Let's see what is next. This is xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma is similar like the same we discussed earlier. हमने parenchymatous tissue discuss किए थे. उसी तरीके का parenchymatous tissue है जहाँ पे cells present रहेंगी, and these are the cells which are joined together. Cells present hai, they have dense cytoplasm, they have nucleus, and they are, nucleus means actively working है, इस parenchymatous है तो यहाँ पे actively working होगा, and it works to store the food material. It works to store, and even it's also provides some support also. ये प्लांट को कुछ सपोर्ट देने का भी काम करता है. This is about xylem parenchyma, and this xylem parenchyma is the living part. So you have to keep remember this is the only living part of these xylem elements. ये जो xylem के हमने element discuss किए हैं इनमें से सिर्फ यही एक जो है वो living part है. And the cell wall has cellulose decomposition. We can say cellulose is stored here, deposited here. It stores food and is the living part of the xylem. Both two we discussed here. These are the dead part, and the fourth one, that is the xylem fiber. It's also dead part of this xylem. Its dead part is just gives support to the plant. ये plant को support देने का काम करता है xylem fiber. So here we discussed 4 elements of the xylem: xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. Out of these, only xylem parenchyma is living. Rest all 3 are dead, and dead due to the lignin decomposition, lignin deposition. Lignin deposit होगा, cell walls जो है वो thick हो जाएंगी, and they helps in the water transportation. ये water transport कर सकती हैं. Next type of complex tissue, that is phloem. Phloem, as we already discussed, it helps in the transportation of food, and the movement is bi-directional movement. Let's see what are the components of phloem. अब phloem के component कौन-कौन से हैं उनके बारे में बात करते हैं. Like xylem, phloem also have 4 components. Phloem के भी 4 component हैं. First component is sieve tube. Second one is companion cell. Third, phloem, parenchyma, and fourth one is phloem fiber. So these are the components of phloem or elements of the phloem: sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fiber. Let's discuss about the sieve tube. Sieve tube is a long tube-like structure. Sieve tube जो होती है वो एक long tube-like structure होती है. Like here we can draw one sieve tube. Suppose this is the one tube, and these tubes have ends. At their ends they have pores-like structure, which makes them sieve-like appearance. हम sieve यानी कि छलनी जो word होता है वो यहाँ पे हम use कर रहे हैं because they have pores and these pores give them sieve-like appearance. So they have pores at their ends and many sieve tubes are joined one by another. इस तरीके से sieve tubes जो होती हैं वो एक के साथ एक attached रहती हैं. The sieves are arranged. We will make it bigger so that we can easily identify what are these, and they have pores, perforation or pores at their ends, and by these ends they are joined with another sieve tube. These sieve tubes do not have nucleus. They have large size vacuoles. They have cytoplasm, but they do not have nucleus. So to control the functioning of these sieve tubes, with these sieve tubes, second type of cell, that is companion cells, are present with these. यहाँ पे companion cell present रहेगी, which are present very close to these sieve tubes, and these companion cell control the functioning of these sieve tubes. I repeat it. I am going to repeat all this. What is there? We are discussing about the sieve tube. Sieve tubes are the long tube-like structure will help in the transportation, and they have perforation at their end walls. इनकी जो end पे होते हैं यहाँ पे perforation होते हैं, यानी कि ends पे यहाँ पे हमें इस तरीके की pore-like structures नजर आएंगी, by which one sieve tube is get attached with another one. एक sieve tube दूसरी sieve tube के साथ attached रहेगी. At maturity they do not have nucleus. इनमें nucleus नहीं होता. इस वजह से इसकी जो कंट्रोलिंग है, इस sieve tubes की जो कंट्रोलिंग होती है वो रहती है under the control of another cell, that is companion cell. This companion cell has cytoplasm and it has long elongated nucleus, and this nucleus can control the functioning of sieve tube as well as to the companion cell itself. यही nucleus इनको कंट्रोल करने का काम करेगा. उसके बाद हम बात कर रहे हैं नेक्स्ट टिश्यूज की. कंपेनियन सेल इसी के साथ हो गया. कंपेनियन सेल इज दिस पार्ट इज द कंपेनियन सेल, एंड these are the sieve tube. Now next part of the phloem is the phloem parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma, like we already discussed in the case of xylem parenchyma. This is living part. Sieve tube is also living part. Companion cell is also living part. All these three are the living part in the case of phloem. Only this xylem fibers, these are the dead part of the phloem. So they have controlling nucleus, like phloem parenchyma also have nucleus. So this is also living. This phloem parenchyma, like xylem parenchyma, it's have nucleus, it has dense cytoplasm and cell wall with cellulose, and they store food. ये food storage का काम करते हैं. And यहाँ पे जो structure होती है, means we can say that these xylem phloem parenchyma also have tapping ants. इनके जो ants होते हैं वो tapping होते हैं, and they work to store foods and minerals. Next, phloem fibers. Phloem fibers are the dead part of the phloem, and these phloem fibers help to give the support. They just have supportive function. They do not have work anything else. So here we discussed about a complex permanent tissue. Complex words means that they have more than one type of the cells. यहाँ पे एक single cell, single तरीके की, single type की cells arrange नहीं होती. Means different type of cells combine together to make a tissue. And these tissues are complex permanent tissues. We discussed two type of complex permanent tissues. One is the xylem and another one is the phloem. And both of these two tissues have four elements. Xylem have xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. Similarly, phloem also have four elements: sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers. So that's all about the tissues, plant tissues. After that, we will start our next topic, that is about animal tissues. So keep watching. Keep studying and keep learning. Thank you.